When a ship vanishes at sea or an airplane disappears from radar, our minds can usually process it. The ocean is vast, the sky is trackless. But a train operates under a completely different set of physical laws. Picture a heavy steel locomotive rolling out of a station at midnight, pushing steadily into a dark, mist-wrapped pine forest. The engine is running perfectly, and the rhythmic sound of wheels against steel provides a comforting heartbeat to the journey. This machine is physically tethered to the earth. It is locked to steel rails. It is governed by a strict network of signals, operators, and timetables. A train cannot simply steer off course. If a train fails to arrive, it isn't just a mechanical failure. It implies that the path itself, the physical link between two cities, has been severed in a way we don't have a name for. According to the official records of this particular journey, the train entered a notorious 80-kilometer section of the route, defined by winding valleys and long, dark tunnels. Look at this route map. The train was monitored passing the final signal right here. According to the strict mathematics of the timetable, it was scheduled to emerge from this blind zone exactly 15 minutes later. It never did. By sunrise, an enormous rescue effort covered every kilometer of the route. Engineers inspected the bridges, divers searched the rivers, and police walked the tracks. They expected to find a derailment, a landslide. Instead, they found a pristine environment. No broken rails, no oil spills, no shattered glass, no bodies. The railway remained perfectly intact. The missing train left behind no smoke, no oil, and not even a fresh scratch on the tracks. Investigators rapidly cycled through the standard explanations: human error, sabotage, rare natural disasters. But each theory collapsed under scrutiny for one simple reason. They all require at least a microscopic trace of physical evidence. When a logical system fails to provide answers, the human mind refuses to accept the empty space. Our imagination reflexively manufactures its own evidence. Soon, impossible eyewitness accounts began to surface. A shepherd reported seeing a train in a distant valley where no tracks existed. Others claimed they saw perfectly normal vintage carriages, glowing warmly, moving silently through the pitch-black wilderness. None of these accounts matched official maps, yet the public eagerly adopted them. Believing in a supernatural presence is psychologically much easier than accepting an absolute, terrifying absence. Then, researchers uncovered a hidden detail. This diagram shows the mountain's cross-section. Notice the active modern railway line on the surface. Right beneath it, exactly where the disappearance occurred, researchers found records of a crumbling, forgotten tunnel system abandoned decades earlier. This gave rise to the legend. The locomotive slipped off the active line and into the labyrinth below, doomed to travel the earth forever. It is an incredible story. It is also completely fictional. The train, the passengers, and the ghost line never existed. I made them up based on an old internet fable. But consider how easily you accepted the premise, your own captivation, and your willingness to follow this mystery down into a forgotten tunnel exposes a deep vulnerability in human psychology. We are drawn to these stories because of what the tracks represent. Unlike a ship or a plane, a train is a promise of certainty. It operates on a fixed line, governed by a clock, moving between 2 points we have already mapped. When we hear a story about a train vanishing, it is deeply unsettling because it suggests that even our most rigid, monitored systems cannot actually protect us from the unknown. History is filled with real versions of this terror. Ships vanishing without distress calls, expeditions walking into the wilderness and never returning, real people disappearing, leaving behind agonizing voids that families can never solve. That permanent uncertainty causes immense psychological pain. Our brains are hardwired to seek resolution, so a myth, even a terrifying one, provides a comforting structure. It gives the story an ending. We invent legends of ghost trains and alternate dimensions because we need them. Believing in a phantom journey that never truly ends is far less terrifying than accepting the harsh reality that sometimes things simply cease to exist.